This morning, the ACLU filed a federal lawsuit against the Department of Justice and against the FBI, challenging the designation of a musical fan base as a criminal gang. It is a quintessential civil liberties case, challenging government abuse and supporting the right of people to express themselves without fear of police persecution.
Recognizing the absurdity of the situation and that there are civil liberties and constitutional issues involved that extend far beyond this issue, I'd like to introduce the plaintiffs, Joseph Bruce and Joey Utzler, also known as the Insane Clown Posse.
Do you like clowns? Do you like bloodshed? Wicked clowns come out to play. Wicked clowns come out to play. Wicked clowns come out to play.
Ha ha! ECP! Math, anti-depression pills! Shit, and I won't stop! Last time on the spot, choked the cop! Something had a Faygo soda pop! In the back of my truck, chucked the chainsaw! Usually chop wood, but that ain't all! It's a bit strange, all up in your mid-range! Got a hole in your head till a hit breaks. Not the cop in a powwow, baby. It's another the chainsaw, baby. Cut him out, somebody. Cut him out, get bloody. Cut him out, go nutty. Cut him out, cut him out, cut him out. You can't calm me down. You can't calm me down. Clown mother love Juggalo. I'm Violent J from Insane Clown Posse. Joe Bruce, my real name.
I'm Shaggy Too Dope, a.k.a. Joseph Utzler, my government name.
And I am an entertainer extraordinaire.
I'm a rapper,
musician,
artist,
actor,
wrestler,
pro wrestler,
father of 3, married.
I'm a Bruce brother.
I'm an honorary Bruce brother.
He is. He's the third Bruce brother. It goes way back to when we were children.
Yeah.
We're sitting here with 2 big stars of Insane Clown Posse. Let's take a phone call.
You guys are horrible. Let's have a serious conversation. When are you guys going to kill yourselves?
We made USA Today's worst album of the year like twice. We made GQ's worst artist of all time, page after page after page. This is the worst music you've ever heard. What is this shit? What is this garbage? Just totally dissing. We used to just look and look and look for one positive review. Couldn't find it.
Water, fire, air, and dirt. Fucking magnets. How do they work?
What the hell is that?
Yeah, even clowns think they suck.
People hate what they don't understand. And there's a lot to not understand about ICP, you know? Just the face paint alone. Alternative music didn't want nothing to do with us. Hip-hop didn't want nothing to do with it. Without a home began to form itself. It began to dig its own niche out in society.
Explaining Juggalos is such a hard thing.
You probably, maybe come from a broken home and you dealing with that,
scrub.
Dealing with depression, you know what I mean? Probably dealing with depression like we do.
Trouble in their life, stuff like that, I think that's why it's such a good click, such a good thing, because we're Juggalos ourselves,
What does it mean to be a Juggalo? Most people say family.
You're just walking around with your shirt or your charm or something, and you see someone else, and boom, you've just made a new friend.
Like, the family thing is really real. We all have each other's back. It's nuts.
You're making it sound like the Manson family, bro.
Being yourself, being who the f you are, and not giving a f what anyone thinks. If it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. that your parents raised a pussy.
We exist because other people judged us and, you know, kind of made us outcasts. We all band together under that.
I've been a juggalo since I came out of my mom's vagina.
Oh! We embrace the hate now because what are we gonna do? Fight it?
It just made us cooler to the Juggalos, man. That's what's going on in the outside world. Inside with the Juggalos, it was a party. We were getting massive love.
Clown love, baby! Clown love! You do
That's what we're hearing every day. Meanwhile, we pick up a paper and talks about who could listen to this garbage. Which one do we believe? We just went with the fam.
My husband has been serving a life sentence since he was 19, so I got his mugshot. Hi.
Hey.
This is John. He's been a juggalo since he's 9 years old.
Oh, he's on the phone?
Yeah, he's...
What up, man?
What's up, man?
Shit, just out here baking our ass off. What's good with you, man?
I love you guys. You guys have got me through so many dark times in my life, you don't even know.
Are you locked up?
For life.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, for life?
Yeah.
Thousands of juggalos in prison, too. You shit.
Well, maybe you guys just start up a Juggalo gang in there, man, and kick some ass.
Or perhaps not.
Baby.
Sign a face?
Yeah. They're signing
I'll make
your
another
face,
tattoo.
baby. He's giving you a tattoo on your forehead.
We have this beautiful relationship with these people, and we love the Juggalos, man. They want our music as a soundtrack to their life, so why not provide?
Music fans or gang members?
The government says they're dangerous.
These 142 pages document cases of brutal murders, assaults across the country. They all have one word in common: Juggalo.
A Juggalo is a follower of a rap group called the Insane Clown Posse, known for its violent lyrics.
There's about 1 million fans, and a percentage may be involved in crime.
The FBI has classified Juggalos as a gang.
Juggalos say they're a family.
Family! Family! Family!
Feeling like a samurai. I'd walk in the house and see my mama cry. I'd ask why. She point to my drunk pops. He tried to hit her again, but that shit stops. I kick him in his throat. You'd hear his neck break.
We both come from poor, broken families, you know what I'm saying, broken homes.
My real dad bailed when I was 2. We had to go through his replacement, which was even worse.
The older I get, the more I realize how up my childhood was, but I definitely think it helped made us stronger people, you know what I'm saying? And I think it made us 10 billion times more hungry when we were starting out. Not having nothing when you grow up, that'll shape you for the rest of your life, whether you got money or not.
Yeah, it's throughout the whole house, isn't it, hon? The nautical theme.
My name is Linda, and I'm Violent J's mother, Joe Bruce. And I'm a juggalette. I think I was probably the first one.
You were the first one, Ma.
I was 19 years old when I had my first baby. That was Teresa. And then I had Rob, and then Joe's my baby, the caboose. We struggled. We were poor, but we never went to bed hungry or anything like that, but there wasn't a lot of money for entertainment. But as a mother, you always try.
We were the poorest in the neighborhood. We got the food stamps and all that, but our imaginations were there. Big time imaginations, you know what I'm saying? We had a club name. We called ourselves the Floobs. First thing we did was make having nothing cool. It's okay to have mismatched shoes. We had these rickety old bikes, and kids would make fun of us. They were riding around with mongooses and super gooses. We had up bikes. They were pieced together from like 9 other bikes, you know? And we made it cool. We were like, that's the Flube-mobile, you know? We turned it around, and we really did feel like we were the shit because we were part of the Flubes.
We didn't feel left out because we were with each other, you know what I'm saying? Like them Trench Coast Mafia kids from the Columbine or whatever. They're all crying about they didn't have no friends, whatever. There was 2 of those motherfuckers
You know what I'm saying? They have friends, they had each other, you know?
They have a lot of self-worth together. Even maybe separately they don't, but together they do. Joe had a fire, is the only thing I can call it. When he wanted to do something, you couldn't deny it. He just had to. He had to do it.
We've always been the type of kids that do whatever we were into. You know, we have to do it.
And then he started going really interested in wrestling. I remember driving him to Joe Louis Arena. I didn't have the money, and I knew that if I didn't take him, he would have walked.
I must have been 15 years old, maybe 14 years old. Out back is where we all would get our autographs from all the wrestlers coming out. And all of a sudden, I see these two guys wrestling, these two young kids. And I'm like, holy shit, man, they do it better than the guys inside.
I remember coming home from work, and there'd be footprints on my ceiling. And I was trying to figure out how that happened. They would super suplex each other in the living room. He'd be flipping them, and the guy would actually walk on the ceiling. They were in junior high school, and they started their own wrestling league, National All-Star Wrestling.
We had a ring built in his mom's backyard, built out of railroad logs. We'd wait till it would rain, and we'd be out there in the rain pounding it in the ground because the ground would be softer, you know? And then we used garden hose to wrap around the railroad rails.
And we'd sell it to the fullest to the kids in the neighborhood. We ran it like a real wrestling organization.
We would advertise.
Flyer the
Flyers
neighborhood.
for the neighborhood, house to house. Come see NAW kids wrestling. We weren't waiting till we grew up to wrestle. We were like, we're bringing wrestling to us.
I got to make the hot dogs. You know, I had the hot dogs going and chips. It had free lunch when you came. You got a hot dog and a bag of chips. But they did it all themselves. I don't know where a lot of that talent came from, but there was something going on all the time. When they started going to high school, it was really hard because all of a sudden you don't know where they are or who their friends are or what they're doing.
That's the first titty bar I ever went to when I was 15.
Oh, that's the Atlantis?
No, Atlantis I went to when I was 14. I put on a fake mustache.
I could show you the greatest place to hide a dead body, too.
The Floods ended up being eventually the Inner City Posse, which was their own gang.
We were gonna be some badasses. We were forming our own thing, even though the fact of the matter is we didn't know shit.
We were like gang wannabe. We started tagging ICP all over the neighborhood with rhinestone ICP hats on. We were crazy for doing what we were doing because these were real gangs here. And we learned how to get our ass kicked, too.
Yeah, I learned how to take a good beating.
So we were walking past these gang members sitting on a porch, and they were just giving us this mean eye. So boom, we just march on through, man, like we're the warriors. Here we go, man. And we give them these mean mugs. There must have been, I don't know, 20 of them at the time. And I was like, fuck, man, here we go. Somebody says something, I say, f you, and f all of you guys. And we, all of a sudden, man, the gang squad, you know what? God couldn't have timed it better for us to save our lives. The gang squad pulls up, and Joe and I start walking. We start walking. And these guys are booking. Woo! All around them, surrounded them. And we're just like, ah, ha, ha, ha. So they get them. We're at the corner. Look at us, you asshole, and fuck you.
We were a miniature gang. And so when this FBI gang thing happened 25 years later, we thought it was funny. We laughed. We were like, dang, we're gangbangers. Officially. Yeah. Dopeness. Insane Juggalos are one of the 10 most notorious real gangs. So look at that company right there.
Bloods, Crips, and MS-13 is like, yeah, I'm in a gang.
Straight out of Compton is a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Here they are, man. The greatest of all time. The Beatles of rap. The stuff that I was like, I can't believe what they're saying. Is that real, you know? That's the shit I love, man. The stuff that scared me.
When I was a kid, I had that poster in my bedroom, Vanessa Williams. Look how fine she is, bro. 15 years old, this was on my wall. And I don't know how many times I nodded to it. She ain't even naked. My mom was a hippie, so of course she had the White Album, the creepy-ass Queen record. Everything from that, the Blues Brothers. There was always music in my house. Third, fourth grade or whatever, that's when rap started catching on a little bit. Learned how to start scratching, DJing. Herbie Hancock, he was the first one to commercially put a scratch on record, and that was actually the first scratch I ever learned how to do.
Endless Michael Jackson. I can't even find a bootleg piece of video footage or song of Michael Jackson's that I don't already know.
When R&B top 10 hit, and we had T-Pain singing all over our shit. Fuck that though, yo, I'm a juggalo. I'm a juggalo for sure.
Michael Jackson is, without a doubt, the biggest influence.
You know you really gotta dig somebody to get a tattoo of them, you know what I'm saying?
You take Michael Jackson, mix him with NWA, and throw some Pearl Jam in there. And somehow out of that weird concoction is the Insane Clown Posse. I mean, can't you tell listening to ICP?
Right.
We're huge Michael
look at this
Jackson
horrible
fans.
picture they used. No, he looks like a toxic Avenger.
When we started rapping, when we were kids, this was gang-ridden territory. That's what we'd rap about. And all of our friends were like, yeah, you know what I mean? Make more shit about Southwest.
Hey, yo, today stands for Joe.
I was working at a gas station. He was working at a Coney Island. Every single dime went right into the pot. My girlfriend's paycheck went right into the pot. That was plenty to get us started. We recorded our first EP, and we were gangsters. We were doing the gangster rap.
Violent J serving ghetto hard street shit. You know it's potent when the funky ass beat hit. Rolling the dice and we's hitting point. ICP. Out of Southwest Detroit, running with a gang of 20th Street hood.
We've had our EP Dog Beats in every record store everywhere. We were given a mission from God.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
Went to every record store we could find in the phone book. We used to go way out in the middle of nowhere and steal the phone books from the Denny's just so you could look up record stores. A lot of people would put them in their neighborhood and that was it. These aspiring rappers, they sucked. They had no heart, man, no drive.
In the city, posse got the dog beats, ICP. We got the dog beats.
With Dog Beats, everywhere the car could drive, we had it on consignment.
So many other local bands in Detroit at the time would lie to us.
They would say, how many of you guys sold? And we'd say, oh man, 2,800. And they would say, oh, you guys got a ways to go, man. We're at like 8,000. And then we would be like, how are they doing it? You know, they were lying. Come to know later they were lying, but we would all of a sudden have to meet 8,000. So we would just go home and
must work harder. All work.
No time for pleasure.
No time for pleasure. Everywhere. Flyers, 24 hours at Kinko's all the time. Our Kinko's hustle was pretty immaculate, man. They had these little blue keys, and it was a copy counter. They had a resetter right by the counter. So we're like, yo, stealing one of those. Put like 105 on the key, but we really were off like 2,000. It was never hot chicks up in there, but you know, somebody would be banging abroad, you know what I'm saying, to get free color copies in the back.
Kinko's, your branch office, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I remember one particular evening, before they went on stage, Joe came along with some clown wigs from Halloween. I was like, this is not gonna work. My boys are rapping about breaking into cars, beating up guys, stealing chicks, and then here you come out with a clown wig, you know, on stage. And I remember the reaction of the other artists backstage. They were like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
It's fun to paint your face and hide behind that. I can up now, I'm a clown. You already expect me to do something stupid because I got clown paint on. There's something refreshing about that.
And then the word got around about these clowns. And these clowns, man, with the wigs, these guys were stealing shows. They were coming in, doing the deal and leaving, and everybody was leaving with them.
Hey, Faygo, say Faygo, what a way to go. Faygo, say Faygo, that precious sauce, Juggalo juice, crack that fat boy, let it go loose.
Run DMC had Adidas, and the Beastie Boys had White Castle hamburgers.
Oh my God, 800 cheeseburgers.
So we had Faygo.
A lot of shit was just natural shit that happened. You know what I'm saying? We had Faygo on stage, got excited, started spraying it around and shit. Kids loved it that we're there. We loved doing it. We just did it more and more.
That's who we were. We always had a 2-liter, you know? What the man? We used to pass 2-liters like they were 40.
Straight up.
And now I remember this clearly. I remember Joe saying, Insane Clown Posse. The reaction from our crew was, do you think?
Gotta go, gotta get before I get the rep. Gotta chop off that turn in my left. Mr. Shrink, I'm sitting out with a tick-tick-tock down the crate.
We're watching the crowds, and there's like 75. Then we're coming around again, and there's like 250. We made fucking money. Here's your money. You got something. I think it was 25 bucks or something, but it was 25 bucks, damn it. Who wants to go get a real job now?
We thought we were rich, man.
We were getting paid. We were driving new cars because, well, we drove one new car. And that was for in times we needed to look impressive. We had a Suzuki Sidekick. That way when we pulled up to the in-stores, you know, we were fresh.
This right here behind us is St. Andrew's Hall. Hey, who's playing here tonight? Who? Lights or something, you know what I'm saying? Fudge.
Fudge. The history in this building, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, NXS,
ICP.
ICP.
I'm running with a Southwest street gang, and I never let my Southwest meat hang. Cause you know what ICP's all about. Take a brick out the street and bust you in the mouth. Find a girl's daddy's rich, and it's sweet little angels.
It was just a real thrill the first time I saw it. When I went to the first concert and I saw the Juggalos in line going around the building. To me, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't say get a real job anymore. I wanted them to have the Bruce Brothers hobby shop. I keep asking them, is that going to happen? And they said, well, maybe someday it might happen.
We had this wonderful thing going on. We're making money at it. We're making a living. We're able to raise our kids. As far as albums we've sold, if you combine them all, I think it's something around 10 million. It might be as much as 14 million.
30 years later, we're still working, just like we always have. You know what I'm saying? We still put out records, we still tour.
We still move merchandise all over the world. You can't download a t-shirt. You can't download a pair of thongs. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why we're still in business and why this act became real. Because it's destiny, man. It's our destiny.
Psychopathic Records presents the infamous, world-famous Gathering of the Juggalos. And this year's 4-day-long outdoor music festival of freshness, flavor, and mother freedom. Work. Tell them your Juggalo homies said they can eat a dick up till they hiccup.
Gathering is a family reunion for Juggalos. A weekend of pure bliss, fun, and non-stop flavor.
Where did you get that?
That dick in your mouth! Oh!
The reason why the Gathering is so important is because that is the one week out of the year where a Juggalo who is probably ostracized in his or her community can unite with people who are just like them.
We're here this weekend to rage and party and then clean up after ourselves.
draws between 5,000 and 10,000 people every year. Juggalos that come to the gathering, they're the most die-hard juggalos that there are.
It took me 36 hours to get here.
Traveling for about 55 hours.
Dude, I quit both my jobs to be here.
I'm out on bond right now. I'm not even supposed to be here, real talk.
I think if I died, my soul would have made the journey. I'd still be here.
You guys going to the gathering?
Yeah! Oh, hell no, man. I heard them juggalos are like gang members and shit.
They crazy.
Yeah, we don't associate with that shit.
We don't gather.
These guys will always be outcasts. Juggalos will never be cool. But that's the way we like it, though. Hey, brother, you okay?
Yeah.
It was a woman. My bad. A lot of these women are plus size, shall we say, but they're walking around in bikinis or topless. And I love that because it is such an affront to the bullshit beauty standards that we have in society. If they were on a normal beach somewhere, everybody would be giving them shit for that. Here, no one cares.
Lots of body pride here. I have seen some women who are so super proud of their bodies, and that is very inspiring.
It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter what part of the country you come from. You come here, you're just one of us. It's just like in that old movie Freaks, you know? One of us, one of us. Goobo gobble, one of us. We accept her, we accept her, one of us.
One of us. We accept her, one of us. We accept her, one of us. Gooba gobble, gooba gobble.
I think it's important that people understand that juggalos are really the last real subculture left in America. Because when you think about all of the classic subcultures, you think of punk, you think of mods and rockers, you think of goths. Groups that were considered subculture a long time have now been absorbed by the mainstream. In order for a group of people to be considered a subculture, the mainstream has to hate you. You know, you can take it back to England in the 70s when you had, you know, the Sex Pistols and you had the Damned and, you know, all those old school British punks. They were not welcome with open arms. The media and the government wanted them shut down. We live in an age where all of those previous subcultures have ceased to be subculture. But juggalos are still a group that is reviled and misunderstood. And I think that those are two of the attitudes that are going to greet any subculture that has strength. They're not going to like you, and they're not going to understand you.
Why did the FBI say juggalos are a gang? You know, you got to ask the stupid-ass FBI that, because I don't know why that is.
The FBI never contacted us, asked us what juggalos were about, anything.
First I heard the report, I thought it was just a rumor. I think I asked somebody to look it up, and it was official.
Like official.
Like a referee whistle. It was like, hold up, you're a gangster. What? You're going to jail. What? That's my first thought. What? Are we going to jail? We getting locked up for this shit? What does that make us, gang leaders? The thing is, juggalos aren't a gang.
Right.
Kind of sickens me. It's added so much to the prejudice that we already had. It was already the most hated band in the world, and if I wore a Insane Clown Posse t-shirt and I walked down the street, some people would already treat me like I'm less than them. Now there's a government agency telling everyone it's okay. You can be prejudiced against them. They're criminal.
If I get labeled a gang member because of what the FBI has labeled everybody, I could lose my security clearance, I could lose my job.
I've had somebody make the comment where I work, oh, well, you're a gang member. I've never broken the law, I've never been to jail. At least, okay, I worked in a jail, but I've never been to jail unwillingly.
I was riding my bike. I just had my backpack that has a hatchet man on it. The policeman pulled me over and he started questioning me, started searching me. He asked me my gang affiliation, what rank I was.
52 states! Ooh,
The only probable cause that they have is this right here.
You can get stopped on the street just for wearing a Riddlebox sweatshirt or sporting a Hatchet Man charm around your neck. Cops can, and they do, stop you. They will photograph you. They'll take a picture of your tattoo. They'll put you on a gang list just for wearing clothes.
What the is that? You got like a mom taking her 14-year-old son, you know, to go to Hot Topic to buy an Insane Clown Posse shirt. This kid's a gang member? Somehow he's in the same boat as MS-13? Bullshit.
Our daughter's 4 years old, so are they gonna consider her a gang member?
I was trying to re-enlist in the military. All the recruiters pretty much like, hey, ICP tattoos, no, gang affiliated, you know, because it's a question on there, are you affiliated with any gang or have been?
I got arrested for a DUI and I got separated into a gang unit, locked up with all these, you know, gang members, you know, Nortes and Crips and Bloods, and it's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's terrifying.
The police and a 502.
If police look at your car and they determine that's a Juggalo, 100% you're getting pulled over.
They start pulling stuff out. We're like, this is gonna take us hours to pack it again. It took us 4 hours to put it in there. We get back on the expressway, and sure enough, if we don't pass the same cops, and they have a Juggalo pulled over and all their stuff pulled out of their car.
People were getting with on a major level.
We did not understand the magnitude of how it would up Juggalos.
Didn't know the repercussions of it, you know?
And once we started getting the reports, the jokes stopped, and the freshness ended, and it just started sucking.
Fuck the FBI! Fuck the FBI! Fuck the FBI!
You know, if this would have happened to a band that America liked, the country would be up in arms about this. But it happened to the Insane Clown Posse, so it's a joke. Stop and take us out of the equation. Look what they're saying.
If the Juggalos qualify as a criminal street gang, many other groups of fans could be similarly categorized. For example, fans of particular sports teams. A lot of the gangs use sports memorabilia as their gang logo. If you're in a gang neighborhood wearing that particular jersey or cap or whatnot, law enforcement can use that as probable cause for stopping and searching.
The gang label was misguided, but it was also very intentional because I feel like America hates the poor.
Right now I work in a restaurant. It's okay.
Oh yeah, me, I work at a hardware store. You know, I'm into doing that.
I work at Taco Bell for now. I mean, it's something to get by.
I do roofing for a living. Oh, I mow grass.
99% of my friends, you know, they're in the service industry, you know, fry cooks, like just, you know, on the bottom chain of society. So to see any unity between these people is a major threat. Like, if they're going to come after these kids who put on face paint and throw cheap soda, I mean, really, come on, it's the most harmless thing. They're gonna come after that, what are they gonna come after next?
Yeah, we've been together for 16 years now. We've been married for 7.
8.
8, oh my goodness, yes. I love you. Bye. Love you. There you go. Love you. Bye, Mom. Love you. Bye, babe. Today I got ready for work with you guys. I drove to work. I love what I do. They have me on their pamphlets. It was just like any normal, typical day, except for, you know, you guys watched me out in the parking lot at the end of my workday after I'd seen all my patients. I received a phone call from the head human resources wanting to know what this documentary was about. So I told her it was about music that we listen to and how the music is associated with being in a gang. And they terminated me.
It's like some crazy communist shit. I don't know what a communist is, but I know this feels like some big, powerful, scary government bullshit.
There's no word to describe how insane, how crazy, how asinine it is, you know? I'm about to start making words up. And just think, if we just rolled over and took it up the ass, where would it stop, you know? If we don't do something about it, who's next?
Shit here, man. Real shit, man. All right. Major news here. 3 letters. The FBI.
We're not just laying down and taking it up the ass.
Check it out.
We're taking the name Juggalo back from them all. You know what I'm saying? We have the best legal representation money can buy. Here he is right here, Ferris. Give it up for our attorney, y'all.
You all have a family attorney now, all right? We're gonna lay the law down on the FBI for the whole fam.
People always joke and ask me if I'm going to show up to court in face paint or something like that. If the opportunity presents itself, maybe I will, but I focus on a lot of DUIs, a lot of possession of marijuana cases, a lot of misdemeanor cases. I see this big guy at an ATM with his wife and kids and figure out that it's Violent J. So I said, you probably don't meet too many juggalos that are lawyers. I was like, let me give you my card. If you ever need anything, you know, give me a call. I'll do it for free. And figured I'd never hear from them again, ever. Violent J announced that Juggalos could come to this makeshift office that I had made at the gathering and fill out a statement, and I could interview them and stuff like that. There was a line out the door and around the corner at that trailer for people making statements. Story after story of people that were doing nothing wrong but were being treated like criminals. We filed a Freedom of Information Act request to find out why the FBI put them on the gang list. What we got was shocking and surprising. Literally looked like Google research of some news articles. The majority of it was random, alarmist local news articles off of the internet saying that there was some crime, whether it's vandalism, assault, stealing, larceny, and the people happened to be juggalos. And that was what they sent us as support for them putting juggalos on the gang list. Basically what the FBI said is, we're just reporting what these local law enforcement officers are telling us. That was their other excuse. From the outside looking in, it might look like a gang. It also looks a heck of a lot like any other fan base. It starts with juggalos, but it's a very slippery slope. People who listen to gangster rap, Lil Wayne claims to be related to the Bloods. Maybe people going to his concerts, maybe some of them are Bloods. Maybe they're all Bloods. And then that's sort of where this has snowballed into. That's what's at stake, whether we live in a free country or not, whether we live in America where everything's gonna be censored and you're gonna be afraid to express who you are.
I swear to God.
No, Kyle, no, you
The
don't.
FBI, man, they might as well be hating on fans of Kiss. Are they gang members? No. Why the fuck does that make us gang members? It's a bunch of discrimination bullshit, and there's no reason for it.
You do. You just find a small group of people that most people don't give a crap about, and you box them in and you say, those people are bad. Then you just make everybody else say, oh, well, screw those people, they're bad. Well, if you box everybody up enough and you make all these small individual bad groups, then everybody's bad and everybody's fighting one another.
If having bad taste in music was a crime, every parrot head in the world would be on the gang list, you know?
Here in Los Angeles, MS-13 had a notorious reputation, kind of like Insane Clown Posse, of being kind of eerie and mysterious because some of its members, probably less than 1%, were Satanists. I spent over 16 years researching the MS-13 gang on a daily basis. I was hanging out with active members of MS, from the wannabes to the OGs. I would bring pizza or soda pop. The problem was when I started getting paged at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? I need a ride home, Tomas. The FBI assessment of the Juggalos as a non-traditional or hybrid gang states that many Juggalo subsets exhibit gang-like behavior and engage in criminal activity and violence. So what is a street gang? The federal definition is an association of 3 or more individuals whose members collectively identify themselves by adopting a group identity
5-7 or nothing, you hear me? Michigan Juggalo! Michigan Juggalo!
whose purpose is, in part, to engage in criminal activity and which uses violence or intimidation to further its criminal enterprise.
We're not a criminal organization. We're not even an organization. We're not organized.
Just because I'm wearing this shirt that's got the hatchback on the back and everything doesn't mean I'm a gangbanger, doesn't mean I'm gonna hurt you, kill you. We're just one big family. We look out for each other.
We look out for each other. Half of us ain't got parents. Half of us ain't got nobody to give us nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's the loyalty they bring to you. That's what makes a person family. I'm family. She's family. Hell, shit, all of your family. One come by later and get up, we can get up. Don't matter. We're family.
It means a lot. We like family. This is like a family. It means a lot to me. I love them. They love me.
The Juggalo family is the only people that I can trust, that I know if I need something, they're there.
There's no more gang members in Juggalos than there is anything else. We sold 10 million records, guaranteed. 10 million people. Take a comb through that. Whatever you're looking for is gonna be in there.
To say that because some kid committed even a horrific crime that happens to be a Juggalo, that just means all Juggalos are criminals and gang members, it's crazy. People that listen to Mozart kill people. I'm sure Jack the Ripper loves some Mozart.
Two men calling themselves Juggalos are arrested after the body of 21-year-old Michael Goucher is found in the woods, stabbed more than 20 times.
We've got multiple individuals committing gang-related crimes, gang-motivated crimes, and they're using the name Juggalo.
The media spotlight is on this thing. The media blew it up. It got everybody in an uproar.
Juggalo is responsible for attacking a man on a bike with a meat cleaver.
The FBI cited a robbery and a beating of a homeless man. They also cited a Juggalo who shot and wounded a couple in Washington State.
The two suspects involved actually had their faces painted like clowns at the time.
Shops, restaurants, and bars under attack in one of Portland's trendiest neighborhoods.
A threatening message laced with profanity. A group called the Juggalo family taking responsibility.
We're just doing what we do, man. We're doing it for the Juggalos, you know? Every business sells to their clientele. Well, that's all we're doing.
We're not gonna water down what we do. If people like it, they like it. If not, anyhow, you know?
A number of people who have been associated with acts of violence and murder have had some kind of connection to ICP and Juggalos. They're no longer regarded as innocent lovers of your music.
I say bull. I say it's not true. I say,
Let me give you an example. In February 2006, individual attacks people with a machete in a gay bar. He kills a police officer in traffic stop. He calls himself a Juggalo.
Somebody's been shot! Somebody's been shot! You have to get here now!
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
We are here at the 29th Annual Utah Gang Conference. This is our opportunity to teach our community partners about current gang trends and give them the information to use in their daily functions.
Gang signs up in the sky. Gang signs up in the sky.
What I do is I teach basically hip-hop music and how it's gang involved. If you have questions about what some of this means, there's a definition book. And for the safety of the presenter, do not share any information about the presenter. Take pictures, videos.
I think that the focus of that threat assessment was on Salt Lake City because we were seeing heavy activity from our Juggalo groups that made us identify them as gang members. From about 1996 until kind of the mid-2000s, we dealt with Juggalos out on our west side a lot.
There were some problems between Juggalos and members of other gangs. That became relatively common for a couple years in Salt Lake to have people who affiliated themselves with Juggalos to be fighting with somebody who was a member of another gang. In the summer of 2008, there was a serious assault involving two Juggalos that I charged as an attempted murder. Two Juggalos attacked a young man with a large hunting knife and a battle axe that was mounted onto a golf club, stabbed him multiple times, took multiple swings at his shoulder and neck area.
We get a call of aggravated assault in progress. Initial information given by our dispatch was 2 male suspects, tan Nissan. My partner finds a Juggalo pendant. It's a hatchet man hanging on the fence of the house. I see this tan Nissan approach me, and I'm like, no, this can't be true. And I see the hatchet man on the back of the window. And so I was like, you know, I gotta pull this car over. We're like face to face. And I noticed as I'm talking to him, I could still see some dry blood splatter on his face. I end up doing a search of the vehicle. I pull out all these weapons, lay them out on the trunk of the car, daggers, hatchets. It was just a whole arsenal of weapons.
The victim's neck was just filleted open from the axe. It was one of the more bloody and disturbing crime scenes I've ever seen. I mean, it looks like a slasher movie.
We follow a national definition, group of 3 or more people, common name, symbol, identifier that engage in criminal activity. You know, Juggalos, they fit under those 3 criterias. It's fair to say that, you know, some were gang members. They're violent, you know, the music is violent.
I stab people, 4 or 5 people every day. I try to see a straight to stop that shit, but it ain't no fucking way.
Did you want to stab people?
Sometimes, you know, it may be in my subconscious anger, but not in real life. We're sitting here in clown paint.
How do you write a line like, from Pluto to your anus, we are underground famous?
That's dope, man. Welcome to the world of rap.
What does it mean if you call a song, I'ma Kill You?
It means I'm gonna kill you. But I mean, how you take that? I mean, are you like a grown or something?
Yeah,
you know, you're gonna go out and do
some
it?
kind of murderer to begin with?
This is what you're saying to catch a predator.
I stab him in the neck first, cause it hurts. Hit him where the blood squirts. Carve his whole face off and make him eat it. Chain him up by the foot in the basement. Bleed him.
We're entertainers, you know what I mean? This is,
don't really mean.
no, we'd be in prison right now. I myself was molested as a child, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I always wonder if it would have been different. You know, you always think, I wonder if I hadn't married an asshole, you know, if their lives would have been different.
This guy was like the worst kind of human being ever, you know what I mean? He'd get super angry at Duke, our dog, and he's chasing me around the yard and like kick him. For us, we just stayed out of the house all the time. One of the kind of lingering damages is I don't like to be touched by guys at all. I just snap, you know?
My name is Margie Kerr, and I'm a sociologist, and I'm working on a book about how and why we engage with thrilling and scary material. And coming to the gathering, I was reading about how negative things happen at the gathering, but Juggalos themselves would state that they loved each other, it was all about family, all about respect. So I saw this huge discrepancy between what the people themselves were saying and what outsiders were saying. And for a sociologist, that's like a huge red flag. So I wanted to come and see for myself. I see a lot of parallels between the motivations behind, you know, hardcore kind of gangster rap and ICP. Both are speaking about their experiences living in a lower socioeconomic status, being discriminated against, you know, having people judge them.
You ever been broke? You ever had a family member, maybe alcoholic or drug addicted, that's impacting your life? Somebody who's just struggling, just trying to make it till the next week or the next month.
You're not one of the popular kids, you're not playing sports, you're not in any of the clubs.
Growing up, I was kind of tortured, made fun of a lot. My mom moved me from school to school.
I was raised in Philadelphia in the Catholic Church in the 80s and the 90s. And what went down there was we're so angry and we're so hurt because as children we were abused.
Please, thanks, walk through the doors into the halls of illusions. Visit yours and see what could have and should have and would have been real. But you had to up the whole deal.
I think that for a lot of fans, they probably are connecting to the violent lyrics because it may be similar to the things that they've experienced themselves. You know, it seems like there are some people here who've had some pretty tough times, and I think that they are connecting to the music just as any fan base would connect to lyrics that are going to speak to them.
We make music for people like us. Broken homes, hard times, dealing with painful shit in their life. It's real anger. It's your opinion amplified.
When they were kids, you'd beat them and leave them home, and even whip them with the cord on the telephone. And that reminds me, man, hey, you gotta call. Watch your step to hell. It's a long way.
An ICP song is like a 3-minute Stephen King novel. If you want to know what's in the mind of a serial killer and you're curious and you want to go there, but don't live there. It's a different place to go. It's make-believe, and it's very graphic.
In the back of my truck, chuck the chainsaw. Usually chop wood, but that ain't all. It's a big strange all up in your mid-range. Cut a hole in your head till I hit brain.
It just blows all of our minds how somebody can make a horror movie and it's all graphic and gory, and that's okay and acceptable, but we can't sing a song about mass murder makes me happy. That's catchy. It's funny.
In a way, ICP's music was so healing. I didn't need to stand up and rage out because it's kind of like the clowns did it for me. They allowed me to laugh at all that pain and laugh through that pain.
It allowed me to, vent things, get things off my chest.
All the other music, no matter how cool the beat is, when you listen to what they're saying, you're not really relating to it. And these guys are talking about, hey, we're outcasts and we don't give a shit.
Give me a rust, big old rusty dog.
Did you sing the Rusty song?
Rusty dog. What you doing, Rusty dog? I'll tell you how we met. She was working at a Fridays.
TGI Fridays in Minneapolis.
And she was the girl at the front that's like, hi, can I seat you? And she sat us down, all set, put the tables together, and I was like, man, I gotta step to that.
No, I didn't sit you down.
Obsolete information.
I have a better memory than you, and
and then I was like, what are you doing tonight? What made me super fresh was I was leaning like this, but I wasn't leaning against nothing. I was just leaning against air like that. And I was like, why don't you come with me to this concert?
I said, what concert?
What concert we going to? And I was like, mine. And she came to the show, jumped on the bus with me, and then all you saw was lights and exhaust as we pulled out of town together.
It's true, the next day.
Never to come back.
I went to Denver with him, it's true.
We're not young and wild no more, you know what I'm saying? It's not wilding out, getting crazy.
A pop up the box, swing on a spring. Big Violent J with the axe out.
Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope are derived from us. Of course, Joe and Joey don't go out cutting necks and chopping heads off and dragging bodies around from our car and shit. We're family men. We both have wife and kids and families and shit. I don't believe Shaggy 2 Dope or Violent J really have families because they're too busy murdering people.
Step your ass back before the hatchet attacks, and you catch a few hacks from the axe.
His music isn't for moms. The only thing I'm really familiar with is in the beginning, because I've stopped listening now to his music. I used to listen to it all the time. It scared me because I would wake up with that tune in my mind. Plus, I know Joe Bruce. Violent J is a made-up person. He's different than my son. Joe Bruce is very emotional and loving. Violent J is streetwise and he's crude.
I shook the hand of Satan with a cross in my palm. Burnt all the flesh all the way up his arm. I wasn't scared, I was giddy to do it. Then I lopped his head off and threw it in your face.
The masses just hear bitch, I'll stab you, you know? But there's so much more underlying.
One of the things that I always thought was true was when you have to make a major decision, your first instinct on it is from God. And then the rest of your doubt is the devil trying to talk you out of it. And I was brought up knowing that there's something bigger than us. You know, it's something more.
Juggalos, they hear it, the messages in the lyrics. Each album gives people a chance to look at themselves in different ways. If our music sounds like endless garbage to you, you're not a Juggalo, you're not meant to hear it.
When somebody first handed me an ICP CD, I realized it was starting to answer questions I didn't know I had. What is death? What forever really means? What's going on in the afterlife?
It tells you a way to live your life. You know, treat people with respect. Make sure that you live your life right from wrong. Don't judge people.
I believe it's the one and only holy man, you know? I believe it's God talking to us. And
Señor
everybody,
Jesus.
And we are meant to talk to the Juggalos, you know?
Where's God? Where's God? Where's God when shit goes down?
Joe told me, we are the transportation to heaven or hell. What you do with it is up to you. If you listen to the message, it's there. But if you just listen to the gruesome, well, that's up to you.
This life is tricky, mean and strange. You can only be sure about one thing: change, for worse or for better, maintain.
They're showing you the horror of life. They're showing you the comedy. You know, there's like all this comedy in all their music. And then there's all this violence, but then there's also these touching songs that are uplifting and trying to guide you toward living a righteous life.
Truth is, happiness is in your own head. How you perceive shit and believe it is.
It's like what a carnival really aspires to be. All these wonders, all these horrors, and also an enlightenment. And it's why they've endured for so long. People are still captivated by what their message is.
The government can probably find 200 Juggalos, say, these are all gang members, and I can show you 20,000 that aren't.
Let's give a
These holidays, every kid deserves some toys. Let's give a The kids deserve it, man. The kids!
Juggalos have coat drives, and they donate turkeys during Thanksgiving.
Do you notice and recognize miracles?
At home, we do canned food drives.
A group of Insane Clown Posse fans grabbed some brooms, shovels, and some trash bags and hit the streets of Buffalo to help clean up.
Are you a believer in miracles? Pure mother magic, right?
Custom-made jerseys worn only once by Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope.
3,500. Remember that this helps out a fellow Juggalo. He's going to be getting a lung transplant.
Hollow Wicked, which is their Halloween concert, if you bring in canned food, they donate it to the charities and they'll give you a free CD. They make sure you can only bring in good canned food. You can't bring in like corn. You gotta bring in like SpaghettiOs and stuff.
It's not a publicity stunt, you know? It's just something that's right to do.
Nobody ever wants to talk about the good stuff. So they only want it. The bad stuff's what sells. So.
Have your chest out, like badass, you're ready to fight, all right?
can't do that. I
Think
can't
of
do
like
that.
a tough song in your head.
I get called badass
Okay.
every day at school.
Because you are a badass. You ready?
It gets though. I have to do it again. Don't tell me not
Read
to
it.
smile. You can't say don't smile. You
Okay,
gotta
get
be
your smile out. Get your smile out. My room is a explosion of ICP. I'm a collector of ICP memorabilia. I think even if I didn't like the band, I would like their merchandise. It's just really cool. The clowns are awesome. Of course, I've got my Ringmaster blankets, you know, my Zippos. Like this was in the backstage for the wrestling area. That's off of Violent J's shower. It's a very small town. You do tend to get looks when you dress differently than most. Like people you're holding the door open for, they give you just the strangest, what in the world, you know? They're like, oh, well, that's a nice cocoa pellet. You're like, dude, it's not a cocoa pellet, all right? My hatchet man will stab your cocoa pellet, all right? My name is Sean Wolf, AKA Sly Guy Smooth. I've been a Juggalo since I was 16. I have raised my kids that way. They know all about it. Hi, Jade Bug. How was school? That's my Jade Bug. This is my, what are you, 17 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, by 2 years old, she knew who Violent J and Shaggy were. We had a poster up, be like, oh, well, who's that? That's Violent J, and who's that? That's Shaggy too, dope.
I'm glad that he's into the same music I would, or else we would be butting heads a lot with how loud we play our music.
Zach's birthday is today, same as Shaggy Two Dopes, and he just turned 15.
My dad bought me tickets and a VIP pass to the ICP concert tomorrow night. Yes, I'm extremely excited. I can't really express excitement, though. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing that I have.
How are you, buddy?
Not bad, how are you, Dad?
Cody is my oldest one. He just turned 18. How was school?
Not bad.
Me and Cody's mom had like a one-time deal after school. I was only 15 at the time. I'm just a stupid kid, young, dumb, full of cum kind of thing, you know? And so she got knocked up. I went over there one day and she'd moved to California. Just didn't tell me or nothing like that, just took off. When he was about 7, she decided to put him into a boys' home.
Just don't throw it too high.
She just abandoned him, didn't come back and try and visit him or nothing like that, and they actually started trying to work with me to get custody of him. I want my kids. You know, I was raised without a dad, and I would never do that to my kids. Somewhere after about a year, they finally sent somebody out here to come and like inspect your home and make sure it's livable for them. We invited this lady into our house, you know. You see my living room and stuff, it has nothing to do with ICP. It's totally family orientated. Once I brought her into my room and she saw, you know, all of this, and it was a bit overwhelming for her, I think. They flat out told me, no, we're not gonna give you custody of your kid. I mean, my heart just dropped to the floor, you know? And then they told me why I would portray possible gang affiliations. Man, it's just a straight kick in the nuts, you know? I really don't even know how to describe that besides flat out, man, you put me on the ground and beat the hell out of me. I'd much rather have that than someone deny me my kid.
For most of my life, I mainly felt like I was alone. There's no one I could talk to, not even a therapist. And I've been in group homes pretty much since I was 6, and my one shot at getting out was him. And it was all just vanished as soon as they said that he couldn't have it, all because of some ICP thing. A group home is pretty much where kids go who have been labeled all these labels like ADHD, PTSD, little kids to 18. In a way, it's kind of like a leeway juvenile place. Due to some of it, I don't think I was able to mature as quickly as a lot of other people, such as my sister, who's always been around a family member or has always had someone there whenever she needed to talk.
You know, people are talking about, well, why don't you just get rid of the ICP stuff? The ICP is not the problem. As it is now, he just turned 18. I personally never got custody of him.
Flip up a burger.
As we come around, I mean, we got our VIP Faygos. And the vest that I'm wearing is actually Violent J's vest that he wore. Hello? Hey, man. Yeah, I'm doing an interview right now, man. Let me call you back. What? So my friend Kyle just called up and said that the ICP show in Mesa just got canceled. This is my kids' first ICP show. That's crushing right now. We have no idea why yet.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm actually calling about the ICP show tomorrow. I heard it got canceled. Is that correct?
Yes, it has been canceled. We were only told that because of logistical issues. We're not told why.
All right, thank you much.
Bye.
That's not very fair.
Maybe they can use our tickets for the Tucson show. get a hold of the promoter or something. You know, Fuzzy, I know, oh, I can get a hold of Fuzzy.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
What specifically are your concerns about a group like this coming here?
The concert is called Shock Fest, and one of the headlining bands is the Insane Clown Posse, which is known for its fans, the Juggalos, a group designated as a gang by the FBI.
People get most of their information about street gangs from the media. We're hardwired to pay attention to threat, and so the media uses that to get audience share. So they have an agenda to find the most sensationalistic stories to tell about the street gangs.
A look at the Juggalos and the danger they present to northern Nevada.
Come October 8th, 3,000 of them will be admitted inside of these doors.
According to one city councilman, violence is a concern.
We have too much violence in Fort Myers as it is. Why do we want to add to it?
In an email, he wrote, I Googled Juggalos and did not like what I saw.
And because this is a city facility, the city council could decide to cancel the concert altogether.
We found a spot in Kaiser, Missouri for the gathering. The camp owners, they knew exactly what the Juggalos were. I didn't hold anything back.
And mind you, Kaiser is where the Hells Angels have held their national biker rally. And it's like, okay, so Hells Angels are welcome, no problem.
The media caught wind of it. It was generating all this fear.
And so you have all these people in Kaiser, you know, they're just reading the headlines, and they see Juggalos, gang, just those two words side by side.
The townsfolk were actually calling the camp owners and saying they were arming themselves, getting ready for the gang to come in. Like they thought Juggalos were gonna come storming in there and start destroying, like roaming the streets at night, causing destruction and havoc or something. The campground owners pulled the plug on the whole thing, and we were left without a gathering grounds.
We were crushed. I mean, we absolutely were crushed.
Since Juggalos were first labeled as a gang, more and more the gathering suffered. You know, like last year, we ended up losing a lot.
We lost a great deal of money, I believe something along the lines of $700,000. Then it was reported on the news that we couldn't pay all the vendors and we were having financial problems. You know, we're not a multi-billion-dollar company, you know.
Right, that's not like Pepsi's money that lost. That's not Doritos. There is no corporate sponsor to the gathering. That's fresh out of his pocket and my pocket.
If the gathering tanks, we lose our ass.
You don't know what's going to happen at the gathering. Is it going to get raided? You know, everybody's talking about it. I don't believe it'll ever happen, but, you know, I wouldn't want it to happen, and it very much could.
Retailers dropping our line of merchandise because it's gang paraphernalia.
We used to have such a good working relationship with Hot Topic. And now, since the gang thing came out, they don't even carry us.
Dropped it.
It's really up our business, man. My daughter's only 7. And I had to maintain this till she's 18. I had to be able to take care of her. It gets harder and harder every year, you know? We got to keep staying relevant, keep making the right moves and plays, because we got a long way to go, you know? Like, without this, I don't know what I'd be doing, you know?
One time, man, I'm standing there and I'm like in the front row. I got hit with a full 2-liter of Faygo on top of my head, dude. Almost knocked me the hell out. I wasn't paying attention. That sucker came right down on top of my head, dude. I got messed up, but then I got a full Faygo out of it.
Oh, it's all over. That's a great song.
Do you guys know this song at all?
Along my path, the city is morphed into a bloodbath. Some are looting, others shooting. The devil's in the sky and he's recruiting. Tornadoes twisting through downtown, throwing buses and trucks around. Me, I climb the roof of my house, spread my arms out and sing.
What up, man? These are my kids right here. These are their first shows.
I'm kind of nervous.
This sure had to be your dad's, right?
Yeah, this is a little bit more down right there.
When a ninja comes up to us and he chooses to tell me about how the FBI is him up, you feel like you could save this kid somehow or make things better. That's hard to deal with emotionally. First time seeing ICP?
Oh, man. My heart's racing right now.
You giving us these?
I brought them for you guys. But yeah,
This is awesome! I have so much trouble at meet and greets. You know, I'm sweating under the makeup the whole time. What do you say to a kid when he comes up and peels his shirt off and his whole back is a big mural to your music? Glad the music will be there for you, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
What could you say that's good enough? It's just a lot, man.
You know, you worry a lot, you think about your family. It just takes a toll on your brain, babe.
There could be panic attacks. I wouldn't want my worst enemy to suffer from a panic attack. You're sitting there watching TV, all of a sudden you're about to get hit by a train and you don't know what the is causing the fear. When you come out of it, you're just exhausted. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
So I like the Allman Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire and Stevie Wonder. The closest thing to rebellious music growing up was Aerosmith. I don't listen to Aerosmith anymore.
We filed our first lawsuit the summer of 2012. That lawsuit was just to give the FBI a chance to explain themselves. They didn't really have a good explanation.
Now the members of the Insane Clown Posse and several Juggalos have partnered with the ACLU to sue the FBI.
This morning, the ACLU filed a federal lawsuit against the Department of Justice and against the FBI, challenging the designation of a musical fan base as a criminal gang.
One thing that we should get clear right from the start, organized crime has nothing to do with the Juggalo culture.
Discrimination based on the type of music a person listens to is flat out ridiculous and un-American bullshit. We are official plaintiffs in a lawsuit against the FBI officially. We're going to war with the FBI.
ICP is not defendants, and it feels good. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a big-ass cheer, like,
The ACLU, they don't play, you know, and it's got to be a real cause for them to get involved.
The American Civil Liberties Union is the oldest and largest organization in the country dedicated to defending the civil rights and civil liberties of all people in this country. We work on a wide variety of cases, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, police misconduct, voting rights, rights of people of color, rights of women, rights of LGBT persons. We are here to ensure that our country lives up to its values of freedom and democracy and liberty. I didn't initially see this as being in any way comparable to the other civil rights cases we had. But the more I learned, the more it reminded me of many other of our cases. And it wasn't just about representing a bunch of people who painted their face. There was serious constitutional issues at stake. Throughout history, there has always been a tendency for the government to want to suppress controversial speech. And it could be speech from the left, speech from the right, speech from nonconformists. That's why we have the First Amendment, to serve as a check on abuse of government. Because of the First Amendment, people in this country can listen to whatever music they want. They can express themselves the way they wish without fear of police harassment. They can worship the way they wish. There's the right to protest. There's a free press to report.
We need music that expresses the times that we're happy. We need music that expresses the times that we're angry. And ICP, they're doing that for their fans. I mean, for me, it was You know, Soundgarden or Jane's Addiction or Ice-T or NWA. I mean, that's the time when I grew up. But time and time again, every 10, 15 years, we find ourselves in this situation.
NWA has taunted law enforcement with its lyrics urging violence against police.
FBI, how did the FBI situation start? It was one guy that thought he would write us a letter. He's in Utah somewhere.
I guess he figured if he sent us a letter, you know, we'd be like, oh, the FBI sent us a letter. Let's stop writing records and doing this.
The FBI just seems to find itself once again investigating musicians, fan bases, whether it's John Lennon, the Deadheads, or Kiss. They're wrong.
Certainly, fans of various groups have been targeted throughout history, but I believe this is unprecedented.
If we get removed from the gang list, I think everything will go back to the way it was. I believe that. The judge looked at it and said, this ain't even worth going to court, and threw it out.
The Detroit-based rap group known as Insane Clown Posse has been classified as a gang by the feds, and it's going to stay that way, according to U.S. District Court Judge.
How many times will a judge decide my fate? Who is he? A bitch, nothing great. He takes shits and fucks his old floppy wife, plays with his balls and judges my life.
They claim that we didn't have standing to bring the case. And the major argument was the harms we were alleging. For example, people being pulled over by the Tennessee police. Those were harms inflicted by third parties.
Which is crazy because they're doing that because the FBI says we're a gang.
The FBI created a gang list to inform the actions of local law enforcement. It's obvious that local law enforcement is going to react.
It's a sad, scary, scary thing.
The First Amendment is a fundamental right upon which many of our other rights are based. And if people in a free country aren't able to express themselves, whether it's politically or socially, we do not live in a democracy. Juggalos should not be afraid to express who they are. In this country, they have an absolute right to do that without fear of harassment.
Insane Clown Posse. That name induces laughter everywhere.
It's like, all right, yeah, everybody knows we're getting, but everybody knows the FBI's in the course against the shit end of the stick.
One member of a popular rap duo is facing legal trouble for a traffic stop.
His drug screen came back looking like a pharmacy. Pain meds, muscle relaxers, from hydrocodone to amphetamine.
Shaggy 2 Dope attempted to drop-kick Fred Durst in the middle of a Limp Bizkit show.
The feds say both members of ICP owe the IRS nearly $380,000.
I have a headache. My brain feels dead.
All right? All right? Yeah, man.
I'm trying to hold myself together. Impossible task. My only question, how long will I last?
79 criminal arrests at the festival organized by the Insane Clown Posse.
A police officer was fired for identifying as a juggalo. Suspects sporting t-shirts with the Insane Clown Posse are each charged with 2 counts of rioting.
One homeowner we spoke to called it the concert from hell.
Now, we've been through a lot of shit over the years. Motherfuckers have been trying to stop us since the inception of Psychopathic Records and the Juggalo family. We got the FBI. We got motherfuckers pulling our gathering location out from under us. But will that stop us?
Yo! The FBI wants ICP dead! Not only that, the FBI wants you Juggalos dead! But check this out right here! We ain't never ever gonna die! You mother... Little bit louder! Come on!
Last night, we filed a 41-page brief in the U.S. Court of Appeals. We're not asking for a miracle here. All we're asking is for the judges to follow the law and give the Juggalos their day in court so that justice may be served.
We'll get our day in court in front of the Sixth Circuit. I'd like to think that we'll have a strong shot there, and we're up talking about whether or not the federal courts have the authority to decide in this case what the heck the Constitution means. By designating the Juggalos as a gang and calling each of the appellants then, by implication, a gang member, you've branded them as criminals.
Doesn't the report itself specifically say that there's criminal subsets of Juggalos? The DOJ is not saying that all Juggalos are gang members.
That word subset does no work. It is meaningless to everybody involved here. It's meaningless to the law enforcement officers who enforce the law, and that's what's most important. It did nothing to save our plaintiffs from suffering law enforcement and other actions. Sodium positive. I mean, is that...
That was awesome.
That was very
That was great, yeah. That made me feel like this is totally different than your average, person on the gang list.
In the morning, do I actually remember to say that?
If we want to get back in the game and be able to prove that the rights of Juggalos across the country were violated, we need to win today. So this is a critical moment in the case.
Good morning, Your Honors, and may it please this court. The Department of Justice's hybrid gang rule burdens the rights of over 1 million people, in the Department of Justice's own words, based on the actions of a few.
Are you disputing that some people that self-identify as Juggalos have done what this assessment says that they do?
We're not challenging the finding that maybe 8 people someplace in Idaho are acting as a criminal street gang and bearing the name Juggalo for reasons that are out of our control. There is no data to support that this group is engaged in criminal activity, because they're not. Their primary purpose is to be music fans, and the vast majority are law-abiding people.
Thank you, counsel.
May it please the court, Lindsay Powell for the federal defendants. The 2011 report does not state that all Juggalos are gang members, and no legal consequences follow from this report.
Not to be facetious, could you pass the FBI background check and be in your job if you were a member of the Juggalos?
These third parties told these folks it was upon reliance on this assessment that they were taking the actions that they were taking. They say the police officer came up to me and I read your group as a gang in the FBI assessment, and so I'm going to detain you, search you, whatever it is they say they did. Seems to me a little hard for you to get around that.
It's simply information being provided for law enforcement entities to use how they see fit.
Thank you, counsel. Appreciate your arguments, and the case will be submitted.
Sarah did an amazing job. His arguments obviously resonated with the Court of Appeals because we won unanimously.
You know who you with?
The county itself is the second largest county in the state. However, we're still considered a rural community, farm community, predominantly Republican, Midwest USA. This is the Licking County Common Police Courthouse. Most people just call it simply the courthouse. I mean, we have the world's largest basket.
We had everything from the Grateful Dead to Jimmy Buffett. Lollapalooza was here back in the day. My wife and I have owned it for the last 21 years. And I saw that they had lost their place in Missouri, I think. I say, you know, I'm all about giving people second chances.
What up, girl? What up, son?
The overall vibe is great. The camaraderie amongst each other that can only be described as euphoric. We almost flipped this bitch right there.
A juggalo by there. We can be
This is our 13th fucking gathering. Boom, Natalie.
I know that the community raised some concerns when they found out they were coming here.
I got a lot of pushback from the locals and more pushback from the state.
Well, they do their internet research like everybody else does, and you hear the stories, and we've assured them that we'll be providing deputies inside the venue. There's no law in the books that say it's a crime to be a gang member.
We do country shows, we do the hippie shows, and this is the first time we've had the Juggalos out here, and really, I think the hippies are really the same thing. It's just a little more tattoo, is a little more aggressive, but other than that, I've had a good time out here with them. Yeah.
It really is.
It really shocked me because everybody was telling us it's going to be all this and that.
I want a picture, man. Can I get a picture?
Sure.
All right. Thank you, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
No real issues, not on our end. For the most part, fans seem to want to take care of themselves, you know, offering out to help each other.
If you need more bread, come back to this, okay?
Very much, brother. Appreciate you.
No problem, man. Keep your homies hydrated, too, all right? Yeah. A lot of Juggalos don't have much. When they get here, we feed them. Hot dogs, you know, we got water for them. We've got about 800 or so pounds of donated clothing so far that people have brought. We're just a part of the family that likes to cook.
May we christen this space our new home, a place where we never have to feel alone, a place of love, music, and peace, a time when we can cherish and stress the least. That is not going to happen. Anyway.
Hey, Kevin or Alan, there's a bunch of ATF guys that tried to get in here. They're just going to basically go throughout the grounds, giving out everybody the bone.
Well, the ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, are outside of the back entrance to the gathering of the Juggalos right now, which is on private property. What I'm also concerned about is that the ATF often works with the FBI. They cannot come onto your property without your consent, without a search warrant signed by a judge.
I'm not, you know, you guys rented the venue from me. I'm not going to give them consent. But you're going to explain everything.
I'm going to explain it all to him. Right. So if you're ready to go out there? All right, let's do it. That's one of them right there? Is that one of them right there too? I'm an attorney. I'd like to speak to you. You with the ATF? Excuse me, sir. I'm an attorney. Can I speak to you? Are you with the ATF? Are you a law enforcement agent? Did he just flick us off? Yeah. We should point out very unprofessionally, one of them flicked us off on his way out after refusing to speak to me.
After an initial win in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, the case went back to the trial court for another motion to dismiss by the FBI and the Department of Justice. And this time, we lost.
Hold on, you, man.
And we went back up to the U.S. Court of Appeals, and we lost there as well.
You, wait a minute, what? You.
The court held that because local law enforcement were not forced to harass the Juggalos, the FBI was not responsible under the Administrative Procedures Act.
When it gets thrown out of court repeatedly, how else are you going to stand up? What do? You protest.
Thousands of demonstrators assembled in the nation's capital for a mass protest.
The Lincoln Memorial is forever enshrined as a megaphone for the voice of the American people, from anti-war protests to million-man marches.
In this great auditorium under the sky, all of us are free.
They came from Los Angeles and San Francisco. They came from Cleveland, from Chicago. They came from Jackson, Mississippi, from Birmingham, Alabama.
of good guys here today. I'm not gay, but I would march for the right for two gay people to marry each other if they wanted. In the eyes of Juggalos, there's no such thing as a VIP. We're all very important. Let's march, motherfuckers!
Calling the Juggalo a gangbanger. Outrageous, pulling ninjas over, whipping out gauges. And the judge slams down the hammers to the big house. Now for you, gangbanger, if we let this be, we'll be face to face with one man as he dictates the human race. Mr. FBI, Mr. Officer, tell me why you want me in a coffin, sir. Is it because we like to hang out and be scrubs? Must be thugs out here peddling drugs. But let me tell you, all that meddling does is makes us want to leave you embedded in slugs. Free speech, motherfucker. Our name, you can't sell our game. F you and your claim. We don't bang. We're family.
I got a picture hanging in my studio, holding my kids' hands, marching. That was like, hands down, probably the greatest day of my life. And there were people there that aren't even Juggalos. They were there because they heard what was going on, and they knew it was bullshit.
Straight up.
And they were there enough to march. That was America, man. We asked the people at the National Mall, since we have the day secured and we have our stage set up, could we perform there? And they were like, sure, as long as you don't swear or throw any Faygo. You know what I mean? And we were like, we got you.
Who's going chicken nut? Who's going chicken nut? Who's going chicken nut? Cut a motherfucking chicken nut. Big Pond! We made motherfucking history! Juggalos!
There was a lot of press coverage for that march, strongly in our favor. Everybody pretty much agrees. Everybody's like, yes, that's definitely some bullshit right there. The government stating your fans are a gang is undoubtedly bullshit. But so is your music. You know, that hasn't changed. But that's another march.
Even though technically we're still on the list, now the normal person that hears about ICP being linked with gang stuff, to them it's almost laughable now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, these kids are not gang members, you know what I'm saying?
We stood up as loud as we could, and we said, we're not a gang. In our eyes, we feel like we won that shit.
I think the best evidence of the success of the case is the complaints that we've been receiving about harassment by local police have dwindled to almost none. To express their appreciation, I even got an invitation to Halla Wicked. They invited us on stage to spray Faygo on the crowd. I put a clown mask on and actually went out and did it. But I got out quickly because I was getting really sticky.
Ready for some Faygo?
This is a case that could go to the Supreme Court. This is a case that is important enough to go to the Supreme Court.
If the government can target a group of people based on their musical taste, they can target a group of people based on any reason at all.
I work for an insurance company.
I'm a carpenter.
A college graduate.
An IT guy. A Juris Doctorate graduate.
I help train soldiers, federal first responders, Department of Homeland Security.
I want to grow up to be a teacher.
The FBI designation was unprecedented, and it's a bad precedent.
I'm a veteran.
I'm a soldier.
I'm vice president of the Desert Storm War Memorial.
I'm a Juggalo, also a father.
I'm a brother and a husband.
The First Amendment guarantees the right to freedom of speech. It serves as the foundation for all the other freedoms we have in this country.
And I'm not a gang member.
Definitely not gang members.
I am not a gang member.
I am not a gang member.
I am not a gang member.
Without these freedoms, we are not the United States of America.
We got one more for you. We going out with a mother bang and a pow and a boom. Come alive. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed. Welcome to the Dark Carnival Super Show. You're a specially invited guest, and I'll tell you what for. Cause you're the evilest pedophiles, rapists and abusers. All together we've got 50,000 of you losers. You're all about to witness an incredible sight. Nobody's ever lived to tell about it, and don't think you might. It's about to rain flames, frames and brains to be blown into pieces. Is the reasons you came. Racist bigots, wife beaters, judges and cowards, all crowded together, expecting a show and some dollars. But instead the shit you're gonna see, you'll fear it in hell. It's a constant explosion, see and feel it you shall. With a bang, say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a power, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed. In the deserts of Nevada, where nothing else matter, it's the perfect place for you when your intestines is splatter. And well, bang, pow, boom, steady stomps you all out. You in the hell for the nuclear fallout. With the snakes and fakes, creepy sneaks, hoods and crooks, horny freaks, shady ladies, evil Ernies, Richie Ricks and Charlie Chiefs. Bang, pow, boom. They say the show is the bomb. I heard it's straight up explosive, some even call it napalm. Nobody battles back, this ain't no kind of war. It's a one-way execution, blow you straight the hell through the floor. What the f you think you here for? Sound the alarm, ladies and gentlemen, meet shit and duh. Let's bring them on with a bang. Say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a power, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed. The air is thick with sick, demented brains and thoughts, but here they are, all together, every one of them caught. This is a celebration, and bet the carnival's cheering. It's not too often, bang, pow, boom. Nice in appearance, in the winds in the sky, we'll carry away all the ash. But for now, let us enjoy the big bang splash with a bang. Say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a power, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed. With a bang, say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a power, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed.
Love you, Juggalo! Woo, woo!
I appreciate you guys coming in and videotaping this. You know, hopefully there'll be a little truth come out and not just the dipshittery that we're known for.